found the one, you should never give her up. I think it's the way life changes when in love, yeah. I surround myself.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Today's tutorial is of this cute crop top that can be styled in various ways. Without further ado, let's just get right into the video. These are the materials I'll be using for this tutorial and also the measurements I'll be using. The first step is to mark in your top length measurement. Mine is 12. I added 2 inches for hemming allowance. That's 1 inch for the top and 1 inch for the bottom. Now I'm connecting that point with a straight line. After marking that, we're going to be measuring our armhole measurements. I used 3 inches in this case because it's an off-shoulder top, and I also added 1 inch seam allowance, making it 4 inches. And I'm marking that 4 inches and connecting it with a straight line. Once that is done, at that 4-inch point, we are going to place our bust measurement. The bust measurement I'm using in this case is 8.5. Then I added 1.5 inches seam allowance. After that, I'll be taking in the waist measurement. I'll place it there, and I measured it plus also 1.5 inches seam allowance. After marking those points, we'll be connecting them together with a straight line. And once that is done, we are going to start taking in our chest measurement plus 1/2 inch seam allowance. That is for my case, which is 6.5. And I'll also mark that on the bust line and connect with a straight line. Once that is done, I'll be drawing my armhole curve from the chest to the bust line. You can use your freehand, or you can use a curved ruler. Then you cut that out, and we'll be using this front piece to cut our back piece. Because this top is not going to be having any zip, I'll be using an elastic at the waist. But I'm going to be tracing out the exact same thing that I used for the front. The only difference is I'll be adding a few inches to the waist measurement of the back, just like this. You can add 3 to 4 inches. Mine was about 4 inches. So I'll be cutting that out, and from the armhole point, that's the bust point line, I'll just connect a straight line down to the waist. After cutting that means we have our front piece and our back piece. The next step is to cut the sleeve. My sleeve length is 10 inches and my sleeve width is also 10 inches. So I marked that, and then from that point I marked the same 4 inches I used as my armhole measurement. I marked that on that point, from that point, and I also marked the 10 inches on the 4 inches line and connected it with a straight line. This will also help me to get to create a armhole shape for the sleeve. Instead of drawing any random curve, I decided to use the armhole from the bodies that I already cut. So I just traced it out to have the exact same armhole shape. Then I just cut it out. I'll be cutting this twice for the 2 sleeves. Now for the strap, I cut out a piece of fabric that is 3 inches by the length of my top, which is 14 inches. This is going to be the casing for the front, and I also cut a long strap that is 1 inch wide. After cutting my pieces, I'll be hemming the neckline and the waistline of all my bodies. That is the front and back bodies. I also hemmed the top part of the sleeve where the elastic is going to be passed through. After hemming, we'll take the front piece and mark the midpoint of the neckline and waistline and connect it. On each side of that line, we're measuring about 0.5 inch on both sides, at the top and also at the bottom. Then we'll take our strap and place it in the middle and pin it down. Then we'll be sewing it with 3 straight stitches on those lines, like this. After that, we are going to be passing our strap, which I've already closed up, through the casing that we have now created. The next is for the back. On the lower part, we are going to pass through the elastic. Remember I said we are not going to be using any zip, so we are going to be passing through the 1-inch size elastic for the back, and also the 0.5 inches elastic for the sleeves. I use the safety pin to pass in my elastic. This is like the easiest way I know how to do it, and it's fast. So I'm going to pass it through. We're going to hold it down with a pin so it doesn't fall out. This is what it should look like once the elastic has been passed. Make sure you take your time while passing in your elastic so you don't twist it through that loop. It has to be straight and flat. If you've gotten to this part of the video and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Also give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying the video. After passing the elastic, I'll be taking my front piece to the sewing machine to create that casing, to make that 3 straight stitches I mentioned earlier. And once that is done, I'll also pass in my strap through this casing. So I'll be passing in 2 straps because we have 2 loops. After passing each strap through the loop, we are going to top stitch at the top. This will hold it down permanently so that when you pull on the straps, it's not going to fall out. Next, we are going to place the right sides of both bodies together and close up our side seams using our seam allowances. After that, we are going to repeat the same for the sleeves. We are going to be closing up the side seam, and this is what we'll be attaching to the bodies. After closing it up, this is what it should look like after top stitching. This is what's going to give it a ruched effect. Next, we are going to place the 2 side seams. Make sure they are well aligned, the side seam of the sleeve and the side seam of the bodies together. We'll be connecting it, then we'll close up the armhole using our 1/2 inch seam allowance. Repeat the same for the second sleeve. We have come to the end of today's tutorial, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and also learned something new. If you don't want to wear your crop top as a ruched crop top, you can loosen it up like I'm doing here and tie your straps to the back. You will still have a lovely, beautiful crop top to wear. You can style it whichever way you want, and it still comes out nice. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you have questions, suggestions, or maybe you just want to be friends, do not hesitate to leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.